episode is
Kim
great.
Porter. What's wrong with you?
Okay.
I'm sorry.
Okay, start it here.
Black Girl Podcast episode 44.
44.
That's what
oh
she
my
did.
God. Are you guys a part of gang?
Yes. I'm part of the Brit
Girl
podcast.
Right. I do not endorse this
Yeah.
nor condone.
What's our
I'm
gang
really-
signs? What's our gang?
Wow.
Sorry, go
We
ahead.
can't do bees.
This is true.
Can't do bees.
This is a fact.
We could do a lowercase b.
Can we do a G?
Lowercase b.
But then that'll be
no,
G,
They're taking two. All right. Well, we
Peas.
can do.
Throw them peas up.
What's that?
We can do a hieroglyphic of a bee.
Let's
All
just
right.
Let's just
show
do like
A
ourselves.
hieroglyphic of a bee.
There has to be a hieroglyphic.
Let's just do a X.
Let's not promote
Let's
gang
also
culture
say-
on this show.
That's fact.
Let's
Or
just
we
do an
can just
emoji.
intro ourselves and keep it
I'm
moving.
Scotty Bean.
There we go.
And I'm Saphira M.
And I'm Alicia P.
And I'm Bex.
And I'm Gio Pepper.
And I'm today.
And I'm here.
Hi.
We are here.
Woo.
Episode number
44.
44.
Cuatro.
Oh, you did?
From my man OB.
You've been missing a lot of points.
Don't
Alicia?
come from
You
me.
have
Obama.
though.
Hi,
It's our
Rebecca.
Obama
Hi.
It's our
episode.
Obama episode.
It's our Obama.
Speaking of Obama, shout out to
Obama.
Michelle for selling 650,000 copies in one day. Girl. Well, one was me.
Becoming.
One was you. And I really would like to say that she is taking this tour by storm.
All right now.
Sold out everywhere. She said, Beyonce, you thought you were the only one?
Hello.
I can too.
I
Thank
can
you.
too.
I
Sell
will.
out.
Tom Stadiums.
I'll
I
invite
need you.
Oprah and
You need me.
And she was speaking facts. One of the videos I seen, she was talking about how Barack Obama was like, he wasn't playing no games. He went straight to it.
Yeah.
When
What he
wanted to get
wanted.
with Michelle, he was straight to it.
Yup.
That was in their movie that was on Netflix.
Southside with
Something. That was
You.
cute.
I've
That's
never
cool.
seen it.
I watched it because it was
Wait.
about them, but other than that, I mean,
That-
you know, it's really great.
There was another one. I'm sorry. I thought it was the other one. Barrio.
Oh, how was
That
that?
was. It was alright.
That
love
was.
our
I will never
president.
slander anything
Never.
remotely close to,
Never.
about, of, from, inspired by Barack Obama. I will
You
never
know
do
who
that.
should be our next guest?
Barack Obama.
Malia. Malia lives here.
Oh wait.
She lives in New York.
You know
Sis,
how much
no,
security and
It don't
background check?
matter. She black.
That's right.
All
And,
right.
And there will also be.
Honestly, though, Michelle would be dope because Michelle just did Black Girls Rock stuff.
Yeah,
They
she
would
did.
give us the questions for the show.
That's fine.
That's fine.
I would be
You're
like, so
okay.
Michelle, ask one question one.
You're taking
Question
1, 3, and
1A.
7. Cool. I
What
got-
do you
all right.
think of your own journey?
Right.
right.
How did you become?
Right.
How?
How?
How did
What
you become?
What did you become? Thank you.
Please tell us what you hope to become.
You know,
Yeah,
You know what I
It's
really liked
like-
about her? I'm sorry, you were saying something? Go ahead.
I was just gonna say it's like that scene in Coming to America when he met Prince Hakeem at the St. John Stadium, and he was like, "Oh my God, it's you, Prince Hakeem."
Yeah, we definitely all would be
I wouldn't
crazy.
even know how to react.
What?
I'd be
Everything.
stuck.
With Michelle?
Yeah.
Like, imagine her. We would have to
I'd be
get.
so inquisitive.
y'all would have.
I would just
go
want to
ahead,
dig
sis.
and dig
I
and
wouldn't
dig
speak.
and
I'd just
dig.
be like looking
Yeah,
back and
I'd
forth, like,
Rebecca do it because I'd be
Yeah.
like, all right.
I'd also ask if I could move in with her. That'd probably be
that
creepy,
too.
but
I just
No,
want the
she's
dogs.
she's becoming.
she
There's
don't
there's
need
no
me.
room for you.
She don't need me
There's
on
no
the
room for
journey.
you.
I heard people, the book is so good. People are finishing it in a day.
A day.
Like they
I
are
wish.
getting through that book.
It's in
I
my
can't
cart.
wait.
It's in my cart.
It's in my house. I just haven't opened it yet because
It's
I'm
so
back
good.
behind.
It's
books.
on Amazon.
It's on Amazon.
All right.
I got mine on Amazon.
Do you guys do Audible?
I have
I'm
Audible.
thinking about that for a few books. I can't sit and read. I'm always moving, so I might as well just
You know what? I'm
think about it.
I don't think I would like it.
flipping through pages.
Yeah, I
Here's
think
the
it's
thing.
But I
Wow.
don't flip through pages.
I
So
use
it might be
the
better for me to
samples
do a
on
book.
Audible because haven't quite found how to pay for books yet. So,
Okay.
you know,
Wait, how do you use samples?
it's just like 5 chapters, and then it's like, hey, maybe you should buy
God
this,
bless.
Saphira.
You're really annoying.
They give you a 5 chapter.
Yeah.
It's actually kind of dope.
That's kind of fire. But
Yeah.
then I'd be mad because I
What
didn't
else now?
finish.
Well,
Right.
that's why
That's
they
why
it's
entice you
samples.
to get it.
Don't do that with American Wedding or what is it called?
Yeah,
American
that's your
Marriage.
yeah.
American
Yeah.
marriage.
All right, don't do it because you will want to finish it and scream at the book. I've never been that into a book in a long time.
You're a reader too.
Yeah.
You
know, and I know where it came from too.
Oh,
As soon as I know where it came from,
Everybody knows where it
I'm
came
happy.
I
My
am
mom
too.
had said that. She was like, yeah, no, after you had
Yeah.
with that.
Yeah.
That was an experience.
All
but,
of that.
But you learned.
But
I love the
learned.
fact that you
I like
read
that.
that much.
Yeah,
I
read-
really
I'm
do.
trying to do, you know, like you guys said before, I try to do like a book a week, but I've been behind.
God bless.
A week, a
I
month.
I can't.
No, but now I've been
Now
trying
a
to
week?
I did like 2 weeks, every 2 weeks, finishing a book.
That's
That's
so
not bad.
fire.
And you feel like you're retaining and consuming.
information
And
and speaking
Okay.
better.
I can tell.
Yeah, it
I
does
was
help you
just gonna
speaking
say
right.
that.
the
I can
best
tell.
writers and the best speakers are better readers.
They
Yeah.
are.
Yeah.
And I didn't like reading in high school, but I really do enjoy it now. I think it's peace.
And you
Like,
also
it
get to
is.
choose what you read
Right,
now.
and it helps time go faster anywhere. Like if you guys decide to read anywhere, because I get motion sickness on buses. I can't read on a bus. I can't read in a car, but I can read
On a
on the
plane.
train. So if you have a long way to go anywhere on a train, it
That's-
really
yeah,
makes
it's a
time
really dope-
pass. Like
yeah.
especially a good ass book.
I need
Especially
to
when you
start
put
doing
it down,
that.
it feels like you come up for air. Like, oh
Yeah.
my God,
Right.
where was I just now?
That's what I was gonna say about Audible. Like, that's the difference between actually having the physical copy
Yeah.
and listening to
Yeah.
something. Because with Audible,
It's
it's,
not
like
active.
you can
It's
listen
passive.
and it's like music and it's like okay,
Yeah.
I can do other things while I'm listening.
Get
Right.
distracted.
But to actually have a book in your hand, or even I use the Kindle app too. So even
Macchiato.
to
Eyes hurt.
I mean, girl, you gotta
Yeah.
zoom in.
I know.
You
I'm about to
gotta
print
zoom.
out.
I can't barely do that on
But to
Instagram.
have an actual hard copy book or like just reading
And
that
dog ear it,
I
write
get
it.
lost.
Yeah.
I put post-it. Well, when I read, when I actually sit down and read, I'll like post it. I'll stop. I'll write in my notebook. Like I love
Yeah.
that. The flipping of the pages is
Makes you
very
feel so
nostalgic.
scholarly.
Yeah,
It's
that's
scholarly.
it. I love the fact that you read as much as you do,
I do
Deanna.
too.
Yeah.
I be reading with.
We
I
should
do.
ask.
Thank you.
Okay, so what's the last good book each one of us has read?
I
haven't
reread The
finished the book.
Alchemist.
You reread it.
Yeah.
bless.
It's always so helpful.
I think the
Never read
last.
that book.
It's really
Everybody
good.
says read the book, and I'm like, oh.
It's a quick read. It's stuff that you probably already know at this stage in your life, but it's just good to have consumed.
It's just like,
information.
yeah, it's just like for
I
me, like a
just-
focus.
It's like the Four Agreements.
Yes.
kind of yes.
Okay.
But I like it better than the Four Agreements because so for me, it's kind of like a Frank Ocean song where like you don't really know what he's saying, but like you get it. For this one,
Very
for
good.
for the some look, you don't what
I can't.
That's
what are you
very
saying?
accurate.
What are you saying? What is
The
he
vibe
saying?
is
But it
good.
sounds so good.
But for me, you take what you take from it.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah,
you
very
can listen to a Frank Ocean song, and one person can think it's about sex, another person can think about their first love, and like so. For The Alchemist, you can be on whatever part of your journey you're on, but it'll teach you something. Like so, like that's why I like to revisit. 'Cause I'm like, I'm feeling lost, so let me go revisit The Alchemist, and I'm like, oh, oops, I knew that.
I was recently reading Our Kind of People and Black Fortunes. So Black Fortunes is about like Black Wall Street and how that came up, and then Our Kind of
We need
People is
that.
about the bourgeoisie black of the South and how they came up.
Oh,
and
the
just like how-
bourgeoisie.
Yeah, just like how different organizations like Jack and Jill and
How
the
did Jack and Jill
Lynx
come about?
came about. You guys can read the book. and
No, I
figure
want to
that
hear
out.
from you.
Not gonna explain it because it's a lot. But next,
Jack and Jill.
I mean, I just wanted to dig deep because I want to understand Black people more. I
So
think
basically, like privilege. Well,
privileged Black people,
privileged
yeah.
Black people.
I'm not ashamed to say
yeah,
that.
yeah.
Yeah.
No, facts. I would
And there
love to
are a
read
lot
more about
there.
that.
Yeah, why not? So you
Yeah.
can understand how to have
'Cause if you
conversation
didn't-
with them.
If you went to the AUC, you see a lot of them.
Child.
Yeah, there's a lot of them over
Child.
I mean, you could just come stay a week in PG. You will learn a lot.
Stayed. Okay.
Come stay a week and you would more.
I certainly have stayed.
yeah.
Love you guys.
Ooh, yeah. Was that shade?
Not
Was that shade?
Mo.
Ugh, girl.
Alicia, what you been reading?
Nothing. Literally, I haven't.
The girl been working.
Busy.
Around.
Well, how was everybody's Thanksgiving?
I haven't got to my book yet.
Oh,
Oh,
you
I'm
read the
so-
book yet?
I'm
That's
sorry.
super crazy.
I'm sorry.
That's
What
crazy,
book-
Blue.
I didn't think that
I
you
haven't been reading books. I've been reading scripts. So I've been reading Pariah. I've been reading Moonlight. I've been reading Reservoir Dogs. I've been reading.
Reservoir Dogs is so good.
It's such a good, and it's all dialogue. And I'm actually trying to find the scripts for the show on Showtime called Kidding. with Jim Carrey. It's so good.
Is it?
It's so
I
good.
Heard.
It's dark. It's hilarious. It's
Oh,
well
I heard
written.
from
It's
you.
quirky. The way it's shot is funny and quirky and creative. It's so good.
But how is that
I don't like
with
that.
like actually watching the show versus reading the script? Like how has that been for you, or watching the movie?
I hate that I've seen a lot of the movies already that I'm reading now because I can't not see what they've already shown me it looks
Right.
like. But I like being able to read the scripts of shows that I've seen already because it's kind of like I like that episode so much. I wonder how they built it. I wonder what it looks like on paper and what
Because you
actually
see blocking,
made it.
you see
Exactly.
That's the whole thing about scripts that I guess a lot of people don't understand. The blocking is in it. Notes, sage notes are in it. So that's crazy because
I
sometimes
love
it's not always
blocking.
translated on screen or on stage.
And even how the line was written one way, but the way the actor pushed it onto camera is different, and how well or better it paid off on camera when they did it. So it's really interesting
Ad-libbing.
to see how much you need to direct a actor versus how much they can just carry things because they understand the tone that's running through the script.
Or how much the actor actually may just even add their own.
Right. Because they know the
verbiage.
character
Yeah.
better. Or
Yeah.
as
just playing it so well that
Right.
you kind of lose yourself in it.
Wow.
I'm proud of you for reading scripts.
Thank you.
dope.
Closer
Yeah, go
to
ahead,
my
little shawty.
dream.
I also wrote.
I met her.
I'm sorry.
I also wrote.
A script?
I wrote a script. It was
Oh!
only 3 scenes.
Oh!
Yes.
Listen, I'm taking a class at Brick. It just finished. But
At
if
what?
it wasn't for this class, Brick,
Break.
it wasn't for this class, I wouldn't be forced to write a script. I had to like listen to dialogue. I had to eavesdrop and listen to dialogue and write that out. And then I had to do tri-dimensional characters, fleshed out like my main character, like sociology,
bless you.
physiology, the psychology of it, like breaking it down. And then I was tasked to do to write 3 consecutive scenes for either a screenplay or a series, and I actually took inspiration from a dream that I had that was really fucking crazy. I don't know if you know the dream or anybody saw the dream. I posted
did.
on social. I posted on social like a few weeks after it actually happened. I essentially saw the world coming to an end, and I just stood there and watched it. And I just woke up and I was just like, that was I don't know if I literally was, I woke up Anthony. I woke him up. Take that out. I woke him up and I was like, I don't know if I had a nightmare. I don't know if I had a premonition, because sometimes I dream things and they happen in real life. And that kind of scares me because I'm just like, I don't want to dream the wrong thing and be like, well, I don't know how much weight I should give this. So, but it was too much pandemonium for it to be crazy, because I haven't dreamed to that level and it actually come to fruition. But I literally watched the world come to an end and just stood there and watched it. And as soon as all of the dirt and the dust and the darkness was like foiling towards me, I just woke up. And my heart was racing, but I was kind of like at peace with it because I had chosen to watch. Not like I just didn't have a decision to make. Like I chose to stand there and watch it come to it. And I chose to watch the fire come to the earth. I chose to watch the earth fold onto itself and come towards me. I chose. And there was like someone in the room with me who was frantic with trying to get me to go into like a fridge for protection. And she was just like, get the fuck in the fridge. Like, come on, let's go. I didn't know where my family was. I didn't know where anybody was. But I kind of felt peace knowing that like I've lived or I've done enough in those arenas to feel like I'm at peace with the fact that like I'm not with them, or I don't know where they are. Like it just felt like, okay, now is now. Now is now, and I'm ready for what's next. I was so curious for like what's next, what's next, and I was just shocked. I stood there and just watched that shit happen.
That probably speaks a lot to your situations, your life, what you're going through.
Yeah.
Not that it's anything egregious or anything that's major, but it probably speaks to your next steps.
Literally.
That's
Yeah.
dope.
You're an observer.
He was like, it's because of something in your life is coming to an end, and you're shifting and you're willing and you're present in that next
New
move
chapter.
of it, right?
Transitioning.
That's it.
Transitioning.
I feel like
That's fire,
all
literally.
in that transition.
Yeah,
space,
right?
though.
What? is that? It's so annoying.
No,
It is
I'm
the
loving
most.
it.
Are you?
I really am loving it.
Well, you got
really,
your blonde
really
wig on,
am.
sis, so you must be
Right.
loving
You have
it.
my little
Oh,
wig on tonight. That's because I
said,
couldn't
"Who's
do anything
coming?"
else to my hair. No, but I really love this. I see it. I took a break from social media for 10 days, and it was the most amazing feeling.
She's like, I wish I could.
For a long time, I didn't think that I could, but I took a break. It was amazing. I was present in every single moment. I dealt with things that
shit
I
feels so good.
did not deal with. Thanksgiving was absolutely amazing. This was the first Thanksgiving that was very different for my family, and it was very loving. I got to see a side of my mother that I have not seen probably ever.
Wow.
Dope.
And I really appreciated it. And I got to see the roles of where we are. You know, like I'm 7 years apart from my older brother. And I just got to see us in our adult roles and how we are. And it's like, wow, mom is about to be a doctor. And mom, well, she's getting her doctorate. But, you know, my brother just
about to be a doctor.
Yeah, but I didn't want people to interpret that as my mother's a medical doctor. But my brother just had another baby girl.
Oh, yeah.
So, double time.
Oh yeah, you have two births.
Right, my best friend just gave birth to her son. So it was a lot of love that I experienced and just things that I needed to see as far as moving forward. I think I took a very long pause as far as like thinking of next steps, and for a long time I wasn't thinking about like what to do. I felt like I was just like twiddling my thumbs and trying to figure it out. But I think after spending time with family and spending time with close friends and being away from things that negatively feed you, I feel like I definitely got a lot of things in perspective. But yeah, I definitely understand you from your dream. It sounds
and
like
you celebrated a birthday.
Oh yeah,
you had a birthday.
A birthday.
It's your
A
birthday.
birthday though. That's
It's
very
your
Jameer.
birthday.
That's very
very
Jameer.
Jameer. I did turn an
That
age.
freestyle is very Jameer.
An age.
I did.
was
I'm
me.
29.
Jameer is our ghost.
Yeah, I was about to
Our
say
ghost.
29
Our
is
ghost.
We
beautiful.
need to have Jameer on the
yeah.
show.
Yes, we do.
Honestly,
come on.
that would break the
Better way to
mail.
do the
Yeah,
first
it would.
mail. Yeah.
That would be great for a first man.
Yeah.
We trust him. We love
Yes.
him.
Yeah,
all equally.
yeah.
And he knows a lot.
He does
About
all of us
It's gonna be
very
so
well.
It's
funny.
gonna be so stupid.
Honestly.
I'm gonna hit him up right
Stupid.
now.
Yep,
Right.
let's do that.
But I was saying, Rebecca, I understand why you're
Yeah.
having that type of thought process, why you're having those dreams, because I do feel like everybody is in this transition phase to the next steps, whether it's because of age, whether it's because of the climate and the social society that we're in, or whether it's just because like niggas just need to grow the fuck up. But
That's true.
I think that's dope. I think that's great that you were able to articulate that
Yes.
into a script too.
God, me too.
Yeah, very
It's
proud.
amazing.
Yeah,
Very
thank you.
proud.
Thank
Hurry
you.
up so we
Fire.
could be in
I sent
next
it to,
Right. Do you have a
Everything in your
film?
movie.
Do you have a film coming about
Majored
four
in
incredible
screenwriting.
women that are in
I
the
could do it.
city,
I mean-
and have a podcast? And
You know what I think? I realize when I write more novelly than I do script, so I have to like
It's hefty.
I have to cut, I have to truncate the way I describe scenes and stuff like that. But I have plans for 2019 when it
Truncate.
comes to writing. So I mean, I mentioned it to someone and they were like, "Don't mention it yet, what that is." But
That's fine.
Don't.
yeah,
Don't do that.
you know,
I mean,
should
it
ask
was
someone.
yeah.
Hold it. Hold it.
I'm
You're ex-
holding it.
You're excited
But it's
about it.
coming. It's on my vision board.
Yes.
Vision
Yes,
board.
vision board.
I'm just happy you're doing a vision board. You're fucking writing
Listen, I'm
scripts. You're
different.
taking
Yo,
classes.
2018 bags and
Who
2019
are you?
bags.
Oh my god.
Two
I don't know, I'm
different,
trying to get to LA.
little people.
Wait, hold on. Excuse me. Who are you?
I'm just trying to get to LA. Really. I'm just trying to get to LA.
We'll set up a mic when you get there.
As in film.
Set up a mic when I
Yeah.
get there.
As
in film.
As
Still gotta do BGP. I support your dreams and all. Right.
But bitch,
You'll be
you
back
ain't
every other
going
week.
nowhere.
We'll also be sending you with a
I
mic.
know, I did. I listened to a podcast where one of them always phones in, and it sounds fine.
It's not the same. But,
Okay.
well,
But
you
we
about to
can't-
be making that
Don't
from
worry,
life.
don't worry, don't worry.
You're about to be making that.
It's okay. Pink Pig will send a mic and a whole setup.
Thank you,
okay?
y'all.
Here's the thing.
Sure
You're
is
about to
pink.
be making that bread where you can fly that ass back and
true.
forth, okay? Let's
Very
talk
true.
about
You
it.
want to fly back and forth,
Scotty
though.
Beam, what is this?
Fly, well, y'all.
You rubbing a Apollo tree?
Yes, I'm trying to. Badu it.
Oh
Fly
my
that
God.
fly that,
Just
fly
thinking
that.
about where we are. Is
Speaking of
crazy.
Badu
Gia.
and the Soul Train
And
and
the
Hello.
Gia, Miss Yellow,
Hey.
Miss
Hey.
Golden Goddess.
Oh my God.
Then we
Hey.
said books. Didn't we talk about books?
Oh,
We
well,
were
yeah,
talking
but
about-
No,
you
we
did
already
books?
went. We already went.
Yeah,
went.
yeah, you went, everyone went.
She said Alchemist.
Yeah. Soul Train was fun. It was
missed
cute.
y'all.
It's been a long time, right?
Yeah.
Couple weeks.
Soul Train was very cute, very
looked
fun.
poppin'.
Thank you. It was
Being
a
on my
little-
screen every 15 minutes on BET.
Oh, thank you. Appreciate that.
BET on demand. Gia. BET.
Thank you.
Of
Nah,
course.
the carpet was cute. The show though, Faith, freaking, what is her middle name? Evans. That woman's voice.
I think it's Renee.
It really kills me how talented she is. The woman, first of all, Erica's performance was incredible.
Yeah.
Let's just start there.
Yeah.
She
That's a
brought
given.
the spirit to us. I don't even know what spirit it was, but I felt it. It was incredible. All of her kids were in the audience, so it was like 7. The one that looks just like her, the little one, like all of them, and they were Apple. They were
That's not
singing her
name.
songs. They
That's
were
actually not her.
okay. Wow.
Isn't it Apple? Not
It's
Apple?
Puma and
Puma.
7.
Someone else.
Oh,
Puma,
Gwen
7.
Stefani's baby is Apple.
No.
Jesus
Gwyneth
Christ.
Paltrow's
Okay.
baby is
Thank
out.
Okay. Well. Okay.
Gwen Stefani's
Either way,
baby
all
is
of them were looking just like her, and they were like standing the whole time, recording her singing every song. Like it was so. I'm like, can you imagine if Erica Badu was your mom? Like but they were all
Yes.
very swaggy and cute, like
Of course.
very 70, like look like they came from the 70s on their own type of kids. And so that was cool to see. And then Faith Evans, just her voice is literally one of my favorite voices I've ever heard in life.
Mars is her name.
Mars, baby Mars.
Mercury.
Yeah.
I was gonna say Mercury.
You know what? You were closer than me. That's fine.
Yeah, so that was fun. Vegas is not my favorite place, but
Why not?
I'm
Vegas
not a
isn't my-
Vegas
I don't
person.
neither.
Is it the casinos or
You also can't
It's just
go
not
alone for Vegas.
Honestly, I have never been to Vegas in the summer, so maybe I should go in the summer when it's hot or like really hot.
Have you been
and
with
fun.
a group of people? As
I've
well?
never been with a group of
That's
people.
another
I've
thing.
only been there for work, so maybe I should try
Yes.
that.
That's a whole. It's a completely
try for
different
fun.
experience.
But I don't think I would like if somebody was like, "Yo, come to Vegas." I would be like, "Are you getting married?"
Pass.
Oh, well.
Why?
Thank you. And there's that.
they
Thank you.
turn them
Thank
down?
you.
Gamblers.
Thank you.
So I guess I won't
you.
go back to Vegas. But no, it was mad cool. And then Thanksgiving was really dope too. It was much smaller this year. Like usually all my great aunts come and they be doing a lot of da-da-da-da. But they went to a different cousin because they had just got married and it was family. So it was just like they had a baby, so they had to go over there and go to North Carolina this year. So it was only 6 of us, but it was so cool because like me and my sister played spades against my dad and his brother, and so that was fire. We did lose. It was not a good cute. It was fun. We was there neck and neck, and in the last hand, bro, wasn't our thing, so whatever, but it was fun. I made smothered chicken. It was actually good from Maya Angelou's cookbook.
Oh.
Yes. She had a cookbook. Yes, called Hallelujah.
She
Hallelujah.
gotta eat, so of course she cooked.
Maya Angelou was like an
I gotta
incredible
eat.
cook.
I wonder what the
So-
recipes look like.
They're really dope.
1 table.
Wow.
Rest in peace. Rest in peace.
Rebecca.
Rest in peace.
Laquana Francois. You will not.
What you call
That's how she
Laquana.
talk.
We can fight.
My parents would
First
never.
of all.
No, they won't.
They
Yeah,
wouldn't.
No
They-
Haitian naming
they
their
Haitian.
child
They don't even know that
Laquana.
exists.
And then I made a red velvet cake and then cookies. I was just cooking. I just liked to be in the kitchen, so it was really cool. And then unfortunately, my godmother passed away, so that has been really tough. My godmother was like my person, like the person that like in your family you think about, like the person who loves on you the most.
Yeah.
And then from her funeral, it was like she was the person that everybody felt special to. So it was really cool to see that. But that was the first time I had to speak at a funeral. So that was definitely the hardest thing I've ever done in life. But yeah, she was like, when I was a kid, I was mean, very mean. I would just look at people and be like they would come over and be like, "Hey, oh my God, you're so cute," and I would just stare at them and then leave. And so, but she was the only person I would go to like immediately. So my mom was like, "Okay, so that's your godmother," and then her husband introduced my parents. So it's a lot of love in that family. So I was just been, kind of taking my time getting through that process because losing someone who has been like kind of like a covering makes you feel like naked. And so I've just been taking my time and praying, a lot for my god sisters and my god family because my godmother passed away like really close to one of my god sisters' birthdays. Wow. So it was just like, oh my goodness. And it was sudden too. She had cancer, but she was doing much better. Mm-hmm. And then all of a sudden, like,
Just turned.
yeah. And so my dad, love my dad. I found out 2 hours before I was supposed to host the town hall in front of like all the BET executives and the
Jesus
BET
Christ.
like people. So it was really tough because I was like in an Uber. I told y'all this story. I had like 10 minutes to get my life together. But I just kept thinking about how my godmother wanted me to like pursue like more, like keep going. So I was like, she would be pissed if I just left. So, you know, I got it together. So it's been tough, but I've definitely like been grieving and like feeling it all. So it's been tough, but I'm good. I can't complain. Like overall, I'm good. That's been kind of crazy.
Are you sure you're good?
Yeah, no, I feel like much better. Like the first two, I think I know some people don't like funerals. I like funerals because it feels like closure. Like me saying goodbye to you, like seeing
And
the
you
body.
spoke at it too.
Yeah,
And that's a
and
different
like,
thing.
right? And like knowing she would have wanted me to speak, and like
Different
saying
experience.
goodbye, and like touching her, like seeing her, and she looked good, and she looked like healthy. So I was more like, okay, but when my birthday comes, that's when I'll really feel it. Like 'cause she's always the person that like calls.
Yeah.
Like when a big something comes and I can't call her, that's when I'll feel it. But for now, I'm okay. We'll see what happens over Christmas, because Christmas Eve was a big time for our families too. But you know, it's a tough, like it's a day-to-day process. Like some days, right? Some days I feel really, really sad, and then some days I feel like she's with me. Like I always feel like she's with me, but some days I feel her. You know, like now I talk to her more. I'm like, girl, these people go crazy, child.
I really like that you're allowing yourself to grieve.
Yeah, like
Because grieving is a process. It's not just
and it's not overnight,
right? And it's not just something that it's like, oh wow, this person that has been so close to me or my relative or whatever died. But it's a process. The fact that you're going through the process, you're gonna find healing.
The process.
Yeah. Because it was hard because the way she passed was just like so sudden. So I was just been honestly praying for my God family, because I don't think had really prepared in a way that like. You know, like when you get older, like when you're 85, you probably have a will in place and some things ready. And not that she didn't have those, but just like, you know, everybody expected her to be here for this year, like at least through this year. So, you know, I've just been praying and spending a lot more time with my parents. Like after the funeral, I was like right up under them, like, hey guys, so what are we doing? Where do you guys want to like hang out? Like, what do you want to watch a game or something? So I was very annoying. But I'm grieving, but I'm just trying to like honor her in the way that I live, and like continuously like remembering what she wanted from me, and trying to push forward in that way. But I definitely have been looking into therapy now, so it's been a very interesting like thing.
I found a therapist too, guys.
Yes, but somebody came up to me and said, hey, I listen to BGP and I need you to keep pressing on Gia for some therapy.
Yeah.
And I was like, because I think it was out of nowhere, and she was like, keep pressing. I heard you press on her and you kept pushing her, and I just want to say, you know, it's wrong to push, but push your friend. Push your friend. So
somebody said this. Wow. Somebody said that in a comment or a DM to me too. That
they were like, keep pushing her to do it.
Yeah, I mean, listening back to it, I heard also, I was like, I need to try some freaking therapy, because that sounds like crazy. But well, just a little for me, I was like, whatever I'm running from isn't necessarily the safest. But I think now that I feel sad, like I'm a little bit more like, unfortunately, that's my way in, you know. So like now that I feel a little bit more like, all right, you know, since we're here, let's just go ahead and work out a lot of things. Since we're here, like we have a lot of work to do, let's just do that. And so, I've been looking into it, and I'm definitely going to try. I mean, I don't think December is going to be the month I get a therapist, just to be honest.
Well, that's fair. The fact that you
January.
Got here
Yeah, but I was like, okay, so
You're going to be home all December.
No, not all December. But like, you know how December you start slowing and your whole mind slows down. Yeah, like you're like
senioritis.
You'll be like,
oh my God. Do anything.
Tell that word.
December.
I swear to God,
it's the last month.
It's a lot of time off at that time.
It's because you work so hard all year, push, and then you're like, girl, I only got 28 days left.
Yeah.
Child. I got 28.
Next week, Christmas next week.
Girl, 2019 next week. So call me then. So yeah, that's
Literally
been cool.
next
But
That's so true. Senioritis is the perfect name for it.
yeah.
Just let it go. Let everything go.
I'm just flashing back like, damn, I remember senioritis. My ass
my
ain't go to
God.
no
Not
campus.
anything.
But
But
wait, speaking of honored, I did want to bring up too because you didn't say anything.
oh yeah,
You were honored.
Yes.
At the Wizard game.
That's insane.
Gia.
Gia.
You got your own
my
retired
niggas.
Wait, is it in the rafters?
No, don't worry about that shit, bro. All right.
Right?
But I'm gonna put it up there. One day they're gonna come in. They're gonna be like, "How did that get up there?"
That was a nice gesture.
I
was.
did. But so y'all know I left the Wizards after 4 seasons. And so they hit us and was like, "Hey, we want you guys to come back and like have a moment of just like it's DC family night. Like we'll get you there." And I'm like, "Okay, like, you know, I need a way to go home for Thanksgiving. So yeah, let's do it. I'm gonna be there." And so I went in, and y'all, it felt like home. I really was like, every person was like, gee, like it was just, I miss it. I do miss like being in the building. I miss the fans. There's this young little boy. I posted a picture of him. I've known him since he was 4 or like 3, and he's now like 7. So, but every time he screams my name, like it's like the great. He's like, Gia! Like it's like the best thing I've ever heard, and he's the cutest thing ever. And like he'll still let you. He's little, so he lets you pick him up, and you're just like, oh my god, you're the cutest thing. And so revisiting all the people that I loved and worked with for the past 4 years was incredible. And then so they call us out. Second quarter, second time out, and they're like, yo, like, say hi to the fans. And they did like a little video of us and was like, thank you guys. And then the fans started cheering. And then we looked to the left and they're bringing out jerseys. And I'm like, and I almost started crying, but I didn't. I held it in because I'm a G. Because I'm going to be the only girl out there crying.
Right.
You feel me?
Right.
But they almost
got
it was, the tear was right there. If we had 20 more seconds, I would have been like, but
Right. So
but it
that
was
deep swallow and was like, all right.
right.
That
And
big
so
gulp.
of course
Right.
mom and dad were there. My sister was there. My godfather was there. And so it was such a cool moment to be like that felt like thank you. Like it felt like
I was gonna ask you, does that feel like closure for you?
yeah.
The proper closure.
I'm gonna still go to the games because I'll be around during Christmas. But like it felt like we see you, we respect what you did. Thank you for your time. Now I have a plaque that's like, it's a Peppers jersey, it's John's number, and it says like, it says on the bottom like, Gia Peppers, thank you for your seasons of hard work from your MSC family, and it's like a gold plaque at the bottom. Like it feels like you really, like you
nice.
out here
Right.
now.
You arrived.
So
That's how you
NBA
don't
jersey.
burn bridges.
yeah, like it
And
was
you
beautiful.
leave with respect on your back.
Yeah, like it was beautiful.
Right.
And the fans, like, just actually saying, like, yo, we miss you. Like, thank you for your, energy. Like, it's different in here. And so, we did a lot of good stuff. We had mad fun. And
You did what?
I talked a lot to some people. So it was great.
Okay, sis. I'm happy for you.
We are all happy.
We'll see.
That's fine.
I'm really
dialogue
happy
is
for
great.
you.
Thank you. I appreciate that. It was
Because
it was a cool moment.
And it lays the bricks for the next thing.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So I was
Whatever
just
the
like,
next thing may be.
Absolutely.
My
Oh,
little
and then
about who she
that
had
night
the
I
conversation
went to went out to the club and I went to the stadium with John Wall.
Club.
Fuck
Stadium's
the
a strip club
up.
Oh,
in DC.
up.
yeah.
I will never go back with him.
That's
The
name on the show.
strippers. So they give you a private section when you go with John, obviously.
Yeah.
There were more strippers than people in the room, and not that strippers aren't people. There were more strippers than what do they call paying customers
Do you know
in the
Clients.
clientele
You know
in the small space, and I was just like, it's too much, it's too many.
I never understand at the strip club when I was there. I'm throwing money to a specific person. If there was 4 women dancing in my vicinity, does it go to all 4?
All 4.
Or do I say, hey, I was the awkward one saying, I'm throwing it to
You.
her. This
Hey.
girl. Okay.
Quita,
Hey,
I
sis.
think
this is for you.
If I'm not
This
mistaken, if
stacks for
they
you.
all come together, you'll see them all grab it and some people put it all in the same bag.
Make sure I was clear.
But they're
I'm
separating
throwing
at the
it
end
to
of the night.
Dark skinned girl right here.
You just tap it on
That's
her
who I came
chest.
to.
Why you gotta
That's
tap
who I'm
me?
giving money to.
Yeah,
So
it
you
was
close
too
to
much. But he was also like, congratulations. So it was cool. It was a fun night. And so I'm thankful. Thank you to the GC family, MSE family. Thank you to everybody who made that moment happen. And I'm going to put my jersey up somewhere.
That's
All right.
All right, next.
That's
Next.
fire.
Is anybody's Thanksgiving the same?
This was a very different.
No,
thing.
Bex,
Right?
tell
Didn't
us.
this Thanksgiving feel different? Did it feel different for you, or did it feel like, no, this is traditional? It's
But I
same
didn't
thing.
do my update.
I was gonna say update
Yeah.
first and then go into that.
Deanie.
My update is basically no, it's my therapist is helping me a lot.
And it's the new one, right?
This is the new one. She's good. She's great.
Is she black?
She's black. Come on.
Just asking.
Right.
Come on.
Can you imagine?
Just
What
asking.
kind of conversations
Like,
would that
can
be?
you
So
imagine?
Scotty,
Right.
No,
like-
no.
When you call me sis, so
Girlfriend.
she's right.
Actually, don't call me sad.
Okay.
She's really
guys.
She's really good. She's helping me a lot with my thoughts and like with, everything. I think I'm going through right now a space where I'm okay with being where I am as far as depression is concerned. I think I felt more ashamed earlier, but I'm not as ashamed now. I think I've learned to accept it and what's going on. So I have really gotten close to myself through that. And, holidays are trash for me. You know what I'm saying? It's not really my favorite thing, especially end of the year holidays. Not all holidays, but end of the year holidays for me are really everywhere. It's an emotional roller coaster. Like, we don't celebrate Thanksgiving. So I'm usually inclined to go to like somebody else's house. So that's what I usually do. And
Why don't you celebrate Thanksgiving?
huh?
Why don't you celebrate?
It's just never a thing for us. I think because my mom was the only person born here.
Mhm.
My family's from Belize, so they never really hugged on that Thanksgiving.
Adopted it, yeah.
And especially since my family still had to work, they were, my grandmother was a cleaning lady. Like she wasn't, there was no, I don't ever really ask, but I'm really never mad at that. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just like, because, family sometimes can get like exhausting. So because I can only deal with Christmas, I try to, I'm cool with Thanksgiving not being a thing. But yeah, so Thanksgiving is really like a time for me to reflect, love, my family that is there, or sometimes, I go to other people's house and like really love their family and see how their family loves. And I think that's really beautiful to watch. I love watching families, period, different kinds of families. So yeah, that's I hear stories. They like to talk about certain things that happened 30 years ago, 40 years ago. So I thought that was really dope to see, you know what I'm saying, and hear. And it's good to just focus on other stuff except for yourself at times. You know what I'm saying? Listen and indulge in other people's lives and learn more about them. So I think that was really dope to see. But overall, like, holidays are just not. It's just everywhere for me. It's everywhere. I miss my grandfather. I miss my grandma. We lost my grandma the day after Christmas. My mom's birthday is on that month. My brother's birthday is on that month. My grandfather's birthday is on Christmas. So it's just everywhere. It's a lot. December's everywhere. And it's my senioritis month. Like, we already talked about that, but it is really my month of, like, I don't want to do nothing. I don't want to do anything. I don't.
It's too cold.
It's cold. And
I'm tired. You did a whole year of work.
So
Yeah,
that's
give
what my
yourself a
therapist
break.
said. Like, my therapist is like, you're tired.
That's
She
okay.
was like, and that's a form of depression. Sometimes you're just tired. No matter how much sleeping you can do, mentally, you still run. You know what I'm saying? Your mind, you wake up, you're thinking about everything. You're overthinking everything. You're just tired. So I'm tired. That's my diagnosis.
Got it.
I'm tired.
Right, I'm tired, and I'm really grateful for what's this year. This year was crazy, yo.
It was. It is.
Good and bad. It was crazy for me. So, that's the update. I think I don't remember last time I was here.
That was 3 weeks. 3 weeks ago.
Was it Dr.
That was
About
Dr.
3 weeks ago.
Dr. Jess.
About
So
almost 4.
yeah, I've been
Didn't y'all
chilling.
get renewed for another season?
Yeah, State of the Culture got renewed for another season.
Okay.
Congrats.
Yeah,
Congratulations.
Thank you,
And
thank
then
you.
you're assigned to Wilhelmina.
Right.
Oh, that's a major
Oh, yeah,
one.
Just suck anything like. Just
Totally
Wilhelmina.
forgot. Yeah.
There's this
I
little
meant to forget,
thing.
but it,
You've earned your rest, girl.
Right.
Like, relax.
Signed to Wilhelmina. That was really important for me.
Yes.
Thank you.
It was a
Thank
long
you
time coming, I
guys.
feel like, too. I think you mentioned it. The
No,
top
I
of the
didn't
year?
mention shit.
No,
I
to
told
us,
y'all
to
that.
us.
Oh,
You
to
told
y'all
us.
with the mic
Yeah.
shut,
Like at the
yeah.
top of the year, I feel like.
Yeah,
Or
but
last year?
No,
Whoa, that's too
Like
far
a few
ago.
months ago.
It
Like
took a
the
few
summer,
months
maybe.
to get it together, but
Mhm.
it finally got together. That's why I refused to like say anything publicly about
Yeah.
it because I wanted to make sure that
It was
the contracts were signed.
Talk about
Okay.
it.
We were good.
And can you? Did Ayana, your friend
Okay,
from the
so I'm
Brownies,
gonna tell the story.
please share that story with us?
Ayana Wilkes. Everybody, well, her name is on Instagram, so it's Ayana Wilkes. Helped me get into that door because I always talk about how important it is to have black women in your in your space. Period. All these white corporations, industries need more black people in them because they are the ones that see these black women or men who can help, or you know what I'm saying, like push up your brand, help your brand, things like this. So Ayana was like, yo, how would you feel, you know what I'm saying, actually modeling, like being a model? And I was like, what, nigga? I was like, it's cool. Like, I don't know. I could try. Like, she was like, nigga, do you want to? Because, you know, they're looking for people like you. They want, you know, black women. They're looking for black women. They're looking for black natural women, black women with curves. And you know what I'm saying? And I think that you'd be an amazing fit. So her recommendation got me in the door.
That's amazing.
You know what I'm saying? And because of that, I had this opportunity. I am so grateful for Ayana. That is my girl. I cannot believe that we took it that far. I really thought it was going to be in the door and then like
Somebody else.
I drift off. I don't know. Like, you know, I'm negative. So my ass was like, oh, it's probably going to be let's look at her and no thanks. But they liked me after the interview, after all of that. Like, I went through a few, but they liked me. They really, really liked me. So, like, yeah, it was a blessing.
so dope.
Really liked me.
That's
yeah,
really,
so
really
it was,
amazing, D.
that made me, that was a really big accomplishment for me because
Yeah.
as a little girl, like I forgot who I was telling this to. I forgot everything. I forget a lot recently. But I was talking to somebody and I was like, younger me who used to watch
America's Next Top Model.
man, heavy. You know what I hear me? Heavy.
Waiting for them signs.
I would
pictures.
never, for real, heavy. I would never imagine like me as a girl who was pretty. But I would watch all these pretty girls and be like, wow, I wish I can look like them. I wish I was them. I wish I had exactly what they had. And for me to be grateful for what I have, that is an amazing accomplishment because I don't think a lot of girls are just grateful for what they have physically. You know what I'm saying? Because they wait for these you know, these
External everything to qualify them.
Validation.
That's what it is. They wait for validation from everybody. You know what I'm saying? Especially for social media. So, you know, when and I, you know, transparency is real, and I also, I think, was one of them. You know what I'm saying? Who felt like, okay, you know, I don't think I'm pretty, but people think I'm pretty. You know what I'm saying? So I had to go through a lot of that. That's what also therapy helped me with, and really viewing myself. I never really had a real clear view of how I looked and how acceptable it was. So yeah, that was it. It's just good to feel seen physically now. You know what I'm saying? I think that's a big thing for me. Big thing. I know we shouldn't care about physical and how we look, but everybody cares about how
But you also represent for so many women who, you know, like you've talked about it before on the podcast too, how you don't dress like every other girl, and that's fine.
Right.
You don't, you know, you're not what everybody fawns over on Instagram, and that is completely fine.
Right.
And I think it's really dope that you have your platform and you've taken it to where it is now. And definitely shout out to Ayana for assisting you to get in that door. Like, this is now a new era. This is now a new age for, first of all, fashion, modeling, and for your career.
And acting.
Right.
And so, like, I just, things hit me late. Shit hits me late. I also fucking realized that in 2018. Niggas be like, you excited? And I be like, I'm like, I'm excited in my head, but I'm also setting these expectations for myself for later on down the line. So I'm thinking, where am I going to be next year? All right, how is this going to help me next year? Is this going to help me in 2 years? Will this, benefit me positively? You know what I'm saying? And I overthink everything, especially when it includes my career. So, yeah. I did that, and then I looked up a hosting coach.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, I want to do more. I want to figure out if I really do I like hosting. I don't think I like it. So I'm gonna see a coach for it, see if I like it, because everybody likes me doing it, and I love doing it. It's really nice. I do enjoy it. It's the anxiety I get before it that I don't enjoy. And when I talked to my mom about it, and she's been hosting for 30 years, she said it never goes away, and I don't think I could sit with that forever. You know what I'm saying? She said her anxiety is good, but when she hits the stage, she's good. And I'm the exact same way, but the anxiety is so bad for me. So I got to figure out how I can get through that.
But what I think is different between you and your mom, and correct me if I'm wrong, you're going to therapy to help you with anxiety. So that will probably give you the tools you need to suppress
I need
that.
a coach to help
Well,
me
yeah,
deal
no,
with
100%.
with that.
But you're gonna learn through therapy how to deal with your anxiety. So it might be different for your mom. She probably never was able to deal with it because she never had, not that she never had, but there weren't tools for her that she learned to deal with it. So for you, it's gonna be different.
Right.
So don't look at it like
for her,
it's never gonna change.
I was like, you suffered through that for 20 years. She was
Right.
like, yeah. She was like, yeah, because I loved it. And she's like, do you love it? And I was like, no.
You know what's so crazy about you saying that, suffering through something for so long? Because I found that about things with my mom. I feel like their generation just dealt with shit because
100%.
they didn't.
They had to. They had no
Right. They had no choice.
Right.
And it's like now our responsibility kind of
Break the cycle.
to break the cycle, and also to teach them, because I said something to my mom over the holiday weekend and she looked at me weird at first, and then she apologized like, wow, you're right, Saphira, I probably should do it in this fashion, or I probably should approach it this way rather than, the mundane, the regular, okay, this is what it is, let me just push forward.
Right.
So that girl, you doing
I was
something.
like,
in the cycle, sis.
I'm
Right.
trying to see. Yeah, I'm trying to see what that's like, because I will throw up, I will cry, I will want to give the money back. I'll do all of that, and then on the stage you won't see it. But it's because I do feel better. I like it. It's just I don't know if I want to do that every time. Every time, just not for me. So we're going to see. We're going to get a coach. I got a coach to sit with me through this hosting, coaching thing, and see if I really want to do it or not. I do understand, again, before people start hitting me up, I do understand. I know I'm good at it. I am. But I also just want to make sure that I don't fuck up myself every single time I host. I've been saying no to mad hosting gigs. Wow. Mad. I
commend you for perfecting your craft. That's what that is.
Thank you. So yeah, So that's it. My grandma is doing worse, so I'm going back to Atlanta, and hopefully, it won't be the last time. But I really want to see her. I'm excited to see her. She's been kicking cancer's ass. She's been kicking their ass. So I commend her. You know what I'm saying? I just want to see her. Make sure she's good. And it's easier to deal with now than before, I told y'all.
And why now? Why is it easier now?
Because I think we have so many conversations between me and her. Good. I've learned so much. You know what I'm saying? I got time to really talk to her. And, she's been telling me a lot. Showing me a lot of the shit that I wouldn't have found out if it was, I guess if this didn't happen. I don't think she would have told me a lot of the stuff, a lot of the history behind my father, because it's my father's mother, and me and my father aren't close. So her telling me, teaching me things, having these 2-hour conversations, you know what I'm saying?
It's bringing you some type of closure.
It's helping me. I'm scared. You know what I'm saying? I'm petrified. But I want to make sure that, you know, I get everything I can for now. But she's kicking Cancer's ass. She's doing a great thing right now. And she also watches me on State of the Culture, and she asked me to stop cursing so much.
That's so cute.
That's really cute.
She was like, you are a woman of God. You know that? I pray for you every day. I said, yeah. She was like, so you are of God. You need to stop cursing. I was like, I only say shit. She said, you say nigga. I heard nigga. You say nigga a lot. I said, I do say nigga. I said, you say nigga, you call grandpa a nigga. She was like, but that's in the comfort of my own home. So yeah, she's doing good. I want to see her for Christmas. Well, not Christmas. I'm gonna try to see her before Christmas. Try to mush everything together for December.
Girl.
So that shit is a lot.
I actually had a great moment kind of like that with my father too for Veterans Day. We took him out to eat, and Vietnam War.
Aww.
Yeah, in the Green Beret unit.
Oh,
Yeah, really intense.
Go ahead.
But
go
had
ahead,
I
Dad.
not taken him out to eat, I wouldn't even known that. So we had a really real conversation, like, why did you choose to do this? Or like, what? Because he was the only person in his family who left Haiti and came here not knowing really anybody and started a whole new life. I was like, what made you take the leap? And he was like, faith. Wow. And for my father to speak about faith in that way and not be attached to religion was really like an exhale for me. Like, okay, we're having a real conversation now. And he was telling me about the goals that he set and the responsibilities that he had and how he kind of maneuvered and strategized his way into like the person that he is and what he has today. And it was really refreshing to have that conversation and to just like let him talk and let him get all the story out. But there's a lot, like, I have a half brother. I don't know who his mom is. I don't know really what that relationship was between my father and my half brother.
You just found out? You have
No. I've known for a while, but like in the Haitian culture, they don't talk about stuff like that. It just is what it is, and you just accept it and you move on. But like I asked very like personal questions, like who was she? What happened? Where is she now? Like, how's the relationship with her and him? And how did mom feel about it? And, like a lot of like, and he was very forthcoming, so I was very
adult
surprised.
Conversation.
It was a big adult convo.
Boy,
I'm happy it happened.
I just want to backtrack to an episode. I think the first episode that you cried on how you said you did not want to talk to him because you were just scared to find out things, just scared. And here you are having conversations, personal conversations.
Because I'm noticing like a lot of this stuff is just, you know, I don't even know how to explain it because I can't even summarize everything I've been thinking or coming to a conclusion of. But it's just like life is. And if you're not doing something today that, it's not even like if you're not doing something today, but it's like, you're not guaranteed anything. You're not guaranteed friends. You're not guaranteed time. You're not guaranteed another breath. You're not guaranteed. And now there's anybody that you love.
And it's
if
also,
you don't give yourself the courage to go and engage with those things that are like frightening to you, if you lose them, you're going to lose regardless. So just face it.
I know y'all are gonna laugh, but listen to me. I just started Grey's Anatomy. Right?
That's my favorite show. Go ahead. Please. I'm so glad you've come.
It's fucking me up.
Jesus.
Yeah. Like, in a good way. You know what I'm saying? It's just fucking me up. Shonda is crazy.
She is.
First of all.
In the most beautiful way possible.
I'm sorry, what season are you on?
I'm on 6.
Jesus Christ.
And it's fucking me up. That's all. If I'm not reading,
14.
I'm watching that. Right? I'm watching it. I take myself out to lunch or dinner or whatever, and I will prop my little Netflix up on my phone, and I'm watching it. But it's the dialogue that I love so much with Grey's Anatomy.
It teaches you how to deal with interpersonal relationships and different
and some of these people you connect with, some of these like moments you connect with. It's just it's a lot. So like
that's what I found in Kidding. It's a lot of like,
I gotta watch that.
It's so good. I don't even know how to explain it because it's just weird, but it's just fun. It's funny, but it's fucking true. Like he's like a Mr. Rogers who's basically he lost his son and his life is unraveling, but he has an obligation to remain this Mr. Rogers person, not for the show that he's on, but also because that's just who he is.
Yeah.
So his responsibility is to show that like unraveling and dealing with your emotions is okay too.
Right.
Like things don't have to be
That's
perfect.
what Grey's
I love
Anatomy
that.
is about. This girl Meredith is a child.
Child, she fucked up.
She fucked up.
She
But
didn't get it together until
she gives herself a chance
do that.
though. She
Don't
gives
tell her.
herself a chance. Even Christina, she fucked up. And they give themselves a chance. And so like it did make me want to like, go and make sure. I always say spend time with your parents and spend time with your family, whatever's left. Friends who you see as family, everybody, especially during the holiday season, because it will wear on you. It will tear at you, and it'll, I do want to remind people, too, who are very cheery during the holiday season, yes, cheer and be bright, but some people are just not as bright.
No, that's a fact.
And you just can't assume that people want to be the same bright as you are during the holiday season.
That's a fact.
So, I'm saying that because I know there's a bunch of people, too, like, that expect people to be in a different happy holiday mood, and I'm just not like that. There's a few others that's just not like that. But it's just because they have their different takes on holidays and they have different experiences on holidays.
Just about to say experiences.
Just be considerate. I'm very considerate about gleeful people. I just want people to have a gleeful, happy holiday. So I'll either not come. You know what I'm saying? Because it's okay to again.
Know me.
No, right. Know that I'm not that person.
Right.
And
And
don't fuck up
respect.
their energy.
Right.
So
Listen.
stay your ass home. Or if you want to be inspired, go. And know that you want to be inspired. Don't just shit on somebody else's holiday.
Yeah.
And I know that because people are like that. You know what I'm saying? So I just want to say, just respect people's holiday. If you want to include yourself, know that you are included, but you have to act appropriately. Don't sit there and fuck up somebody's holiday because you just fucked up. And that's because I'm the fucked up person. I can't do that. I can't come to nobody's holiday unless I know I'm prepared mentally to enjoy. You know what I'm saying? So
This holiday was just different. It wasn't as much family as I would have liked this holiday, and I don't really know how I feel about that yet.
you wanted more family.
Yeah,
Wow.
I maybe I
Right.
expected more family, but I don't know if I really wanted. I mean, I don't know. I haven't.
What are
I
your
feel like it came and
expectations-
went.
What are your expectations for things? Is there an expectation for
Like at
Thanksgiving?
least one time out of the year, let's do this kind of
Christmas.
thing.
It's not Christmas for
Oh,
y'all?
things.
But
I
I
think
also-
Christmas is more personal for families as well.
Yeah.
Sometimes people want to spend it with their immediate family. So if you have a sister with siblings and a husband and wife, sometimes you want to do the
And I
morning.
think
Right.
It's
also
different.
we're reaching that time and that age where it's time to create our own type of traditions, and it's time
which is why
to
I'm okay with.
move into our own type of what we're doing. And also like listening to what you're saying, Bex, about your father, and then experiencing things with my mom, it's like realizing these are whole other adults that have lived lives well before we even knew anything. So it's like learning what they lived. It's learning to respect what they lived, how they did it, and then also like how we came into their picture and how we want to be moving forward. Like that's really what I took from this past Thanksgiving, especially with like my parents going through their divorce and stuff. Of course, I expected my dad to be there, but he wasn't, unfortunately, and it was very different. So it was like,
Ooh,
okay,
child.
so hopefully next Thanksgiving we can experience something different for mom, since she loves being around the kids for Thanksgiving, or finding out different things about mom when she was 28 before she had a Saphira and a husband. You know, she has Seth, but it was just like, Seth is my brother, but it was just like, who were you before these 30 years passed? So I definitely understand like asking your father those questions and trying to dig a little deeper and seeing how he'll react and how he'll respond. Like you really have to, I mean, it's also showing, I think for me what it was like showing my mother how mature I had become, or like not become, because I'm still growing, and just like showing her who I wanted to be so that she can respond to me in a certain way and she can give me the information that I'm looking for to move forward. So
It's definitely a shifting season.
it was such a shifting season.
It's just a shifting year. That shit is a
Yeah.
shifting year.
Oh,
Exhausting.
2018.
And
was
I don't know how
such
we're
a
all
shift.
at different ages going through it. If maybe it's just the climate of culture, climate of politics, climate of whatever
Society.
else. Because maybe the idea of like therapy and talking to somebody has become just so like loud this year that it's like everybody's taking the opportunity to do it, and everyone's kind of like realizing that I'm unlocking something, and I'm also changing it and owning up to it, and just like it just seems like that's probably the running
Also
thing.
paying attention to people who are giving you space too.
Yeah.
Like even if it feels like, oh, why this person not talking to me? If it's even if it's a family member too, or why didn't they invite me, or why didn't they, reach out? Everyone notices it. I feel like everyone is on that playing field of like, either I need to get my shit together, or this is new, or
It's
I've
the
been
stage
feeling-
of
Go ahead.
it's the stage of social media also that helps though, because I think now we see a lot of these self-helps and people are talking about their own experiences.
Yeah.
And everybody's like, oh, I don't feel alone anymore.
Everything's
I feel
on the
like
table.
people are going through a lot of things. This podcast, I'm sure there's a few other podcasts that does this too, where they feel like, okay, well, maybe I'm not alone. Maybe I should start listening to these thoughts, listening to these feelings, actually feel.
Right.
Maybe I should try to do this new thing called
therapy.
feel.
Yeah.
Right.
People
No, a lot
don't
of people,
feel
or they feel
anymore.
or suppress
We've
it.
been so numb sometimes. We numb ourselves to everything now because of the political climate, because of
Our
you know,
parents.
It's just so much.
everything.
You'd be in
So,
overdrive to feel everything.
Right, taking the moment to just feel is
Yeah.
dope. You know what I'm saying? It hurts and it may fuck you up a little bit, but it really is the first step to self-awareness and being
and being a
aware.
human.
Right, and being human, allowing yourself to feel. So I think that's dope. You know what I'm saying? So I'm happy that everybody's doing that.
I'm happy you guys feel.
I'm
Man,
happy you guys
Yeah.
feel it.
I feel a little grown.
Okay.
I haven't felt like a woman until this year.
I think
But
the
I still-
Paris trip that you could do that.
Yes, but I think everything that led up to Paris as well. Like, I don't think y'all know how crazy like my last month and a half is. No, actually, since right before my birthday, since before my party, like my life has just been like, go, don't stop, go. I went to Miami to shoot Colin Kaepernick. I couldn't tell y'all at the time because they didn't announce it, but they did the Know Your Rights camp in Miami, and Colin's team asked me to be one of the shooters, and I produced like their their Instagram content with like the celebrities that were there. I really wanted to go to Howard University's homecoming. I had actually said no initially, like, nah, I'm not gonna go because I really want to go to Howard. I've never
I'm
experienced
sorry.
Howard.
I need Howard to give you an honorary degree.
No.
The
Oh,
way
no, they're
you
gonna give it to
talk
me.
about it.
No, they're gonna give it to me when I win my first
She
Oscar.
needs applications, actually.
Right.
No. They're gonna give it to me, Howard, when I am an Oscar
Howard,
winning
like it's her son.
fucking
Howard.
woman. Y'all gonna? I'm
Please
speaking
give
at
Alicia this degree.
Yes, I deserve it. I vouch for y'all more than I vouch for my own fucking alma mater.
Right.
As we all
But I
would.
wanted to go to Howard with my homegirl, Aaliyah, and I said no initially because I wanted to make a decision for myself to personally do something that I've always wanted to do. And then I talked to a couple people, and they were like, bruh, if you don't fucking go shoot Colin in Miami, I was like, but I can always get the opportunity. They were like, bruh, if you don't go. And what was the deciding factor for me is my homeboy that I talk about all the time from Miami. He's a doctor. Who's literally living his dream. He's a podiatrist, one of the doctors for the Miami Heats. This is literally his dream. Like, so my dream is to be a director. His dream is to be a sports medical doctor for a basketball team.
he's doing it.
So,
He's
and he's there.
Wow.
And he was like, this is my 10-year reunion, and I'm staying in Miami to live out my dream because this is what I've been wanting to do. I said, well, let me tell Colin and them that I'll be there. Because this is his 10th year, and you're saying no. I was like, all right, I'm not going to put my personal wantings of wanting to be at Howard first. That'll come, whatever. I'll just shoot Colin. And it was hard for me. I said no initially. I said no twice. And then I just made the decision to go, and I went, and I'm so glad that I went. It was an amazing experience. These kids really just need guidance, and they were so happy to have it. And it was just beautiful overall, just to see everybody coming together just to volunteer for kids. So then that happened. Then I flew back, and I think BGP Halloween party. Then packed for LA, went to Complex Con. That was my second Complex Con in LA. It was an amazing time. I was so much more confident than I was last year. Last year, I didn't know what I was getting myself into, but I surprised myself last year and reminded myself that you're good in the field. This is what you do. Nobody's going to ever let that down. And this year, I just came ready, and I just felt good coming ready, because last year, I didn't have that. But even prior to that, by the grace of God, I don't know if I talked about this on one of the other shows, Yvonne's assistant texted me like, hey, Yvonne Orji, Molly from Insecure, thank you. Her assistant hit me like, hey, by any chance, are you going to be in LA November 1st? And I was like, well, as a matter of fact, that's the day that I land for Complex Con. So the gods just passed that for me. November 1st, like literally the day that I got there.
November's a good month, guys.
Yeah.
Okay.
I landed. I spent a few hours at the arena getting ready, and then I shot over to my homeboy Chris Heinrich, who let me borrow some of his equipment. Yeah, he just was like, and he fucks with me. I wasn't even there. He like told me what to do. He was like, take whatever you need. Like, that's love.
Yeah, it is.
That's love. He lives in LA, living his best life.
Yeah.
Works probably 4 days a month.
That's crazy.
And out here traveling
Earns
the
for
world.
the year.
Oh my!
He wanted me to come before. Let me tell you, before I got Complex, and before we were really big, before I think we even started recording BGP, I was gonna go work for Chris.
Chris reached out to me too to work for him.
Yeah,
too.
Chris wanted me to work for him, and I got Complex, and
remember
BGP started taking off, and I was like, I can't. Yeah.
He's focused.
When I'm ready,
dedicated.
Chris is gonna hire me, like without a problem.
Consistent.
He yells at everybody, but it's worth it.
But it's for
It's
yup.
worth
And
it,
young
it's
too.
for a
He's younger
reason.
than me. I think he's like 30, 31.
You lie.
I swear.
You older than 31?
Stop it.
Damn, Leash.
Yeah, but
You old
he.
as shit.
But,
I'm playing.
God.
You're
So
30 now, aren't you 30?
I
29.
am 23.
You're 30.
Let's move forward. Thank you.
so
30.
I shot Yvonne.
I'm actually 29.
I
Thanks.
shot Yvonne's
30.
I'm 29.
Night of Nigerian Excellence, which was beautiful just to see everybody in their garb, just celebrating and just being
Meet an
happy.
African prince.
Iftihad, the first
Answer that first.
Muslim.
Prince.
No, the
Did you
first
meet a
Muslim Olympic fencer was there.
Oh,
Yes.
the girl that posted
Iftihad
Nike.
Muhammad, yes. She was there. She went to my high school. I told you that before.
Yes, you did.
Yeah.
Everyone went to her high
Oh,
school.
Yeah.
Jay-Z went
So-
to your high school.
Nope.
Actually, his nephews did.
He went
but,
to Westinghouse.
yeah, his nephews did.
That's crazy.
Literally everybody
And then
went to.
the princess, the prince.
Mhm.
that you
Jesus went
met.
there too.
Prince. I want the African princes that you met.
Yeah,
Oh,
who they?
I mean, yeah, they were nice. I met a couple people.
Bitch, they
I was
was nice,
working.
like-
I was working.
Did you have African?
Did you have that shirt on? Let's talk about that.
Anyways, I was dressed.
Did you?
Because them titties is
I
out
was
tonight.
dressed professionally. I had a suit on. with a in the clothes. Guys, don't come for me. Don't do that.
I mean, we just trying to set
Did
you
have-
up with an
what
African
did
prince.
you have on? Like, did
I
you
had
have
a
the African
suit.
print on?
No,
or
because I didn't have time to do. She hit me like the day before, like a few days before, so I didn't have time to
I
plan
just want you to
all
be an
that.
African prince.
Yeah, 'cause
Yes,
they-
You
I
are
love
my
an
African
prince.
queen.
Because when I went to that OK Africa event in LA,
What
my
they do?
God. Oh, Gia, you was there. Yeah, but I didn't
Beautiful.
see you.
It's beautiful.
But I
there.
did see you. Where the fuck was I? Yeah. So it was. They had the Negroes. I mean, I
Yes.
shouldn't probably say Negroes.
No.
Sorry. Okay,
We
take that
passed color folks.
terrible.
We passed
Sorry,
Negroes.
Sorry.
Lord.
I'll take that out.
But it was beautiful just to see her in her essence. And this is just a event that she's curating, and just people were there having a good time, dancing to Afrobeats. Love. Then fast forward, Complex Con started. Shout out to Kristen Price, who's the talent booker at Complex, KP.
Oh, yeah.
She put together a panel called Women Behind the Lens. And when I
yeah.
tell you, she lit fire under my ass on just doing and wanting to, like, getting me dreaming again. So on this panel was, and please forgive me if I say the names wrong, it was Issa Rae. It was Nadeska from Everyday Struggle Complex. It was Jamila Hill. Jamel Hill. Lena Waithe and Yara
Shahidi.
Shahidi.
Lena.
Let me tell you something about a conversation
Gems.
to get you together. Oh, and Karina Evans.
Yes.
Y'all know how I feel.
Good year.
Yes, she did.
So Karina Evans, I don't know if y'all know. Karina Evans is this young, I believe she's like 21, maybe like 22. Anywhere in her 21s to 25. Young woman who is directing. We know her for Drake videos. She just got some deal that she's working on, some show. I don't have it pulled up right now. But she's someone who completely inspires me. I actually have her as my backdrop. So just seeing them talk about how they got there, just seeing how they were all uncomfortable in just their skin and not thinking they were good enough and still prevailing to where they are was super inspiring for me. And then I ran into Karina while I was shooting something, and I stopped her, and I was able to tell her, like, thank you for inspiring me. Thank you for just being a young black woman doing what you're doing. I showed her my phone. I showed her my backdrop, and it was her, and it is her, and she was so surprised. Like, thank you so much. It was just amazing. Complex Con ended up being really good, and I just was really, really, really happy about that. And there's a lot of hotties at Complex Con. Y'all should probably come, excluding Rebecca. It's a lot of black, beautiful men.
I'm not blind.
Y'all should come.
Okay, sis.
Neither is he.
But
We've
then
had this
I came
before.
back, and then I took my mom to Paris.
Paris.
Yeah.
Ooh la la.
Bonsoir.
Parisian
Yes.
trip.
When I tell
Not
you,
French.
the way it even happened, I text my mom. I can't remember if I was on the way to, like, our family's house after my uncle had passed. I text her, if you could go anywhere in the world, where would you want to go? And she said Paris. And then I said, okay, let's go for your birthday. And I don't think she believed me. I didn't believe myself until I said it on the show. And I had to hold myself accountable. And I was like, I got to do it. I wanted to do it regardless, but I did it. And I took my nephew with me. Initially, I was trying to take my nephew. I wasn't trying to take my nephew. I just wanted to be my mom and myself. But my nephew has been begging me to go. So I took her. And at midnight, I took her to see the Eiffel Tower. And when I tell you I cried, every emotion in my body, first of all, the Eiffel Tower is the most beautiful thing I think I've ever seen. Like, as an object, I didn't think it was going to affect me the way it did. But I cried so much. And I don't know if it was because I arrived or if it was guilt that I took so long. I don't know what these tears were, but it was just every emotion just flew through me. And I just was happy. I was sad. I was overwhelmed. But it was one of the most amazing feelings that I ever felt that I didn't even think was going to come from seeing this Eiffel Tower. And my mom was like, you're scaring me. What's wrong? And I just was like, I don't know. I'm just happy and sad. I'm just happy. And she was just seeing her there taking a picture and having my nephew by my side, having my nephew take the pictures. It was just a lot. It was overbearing, but it was beautiful. And then for her birthday that day, the day of, I took her to Louis Vuitton, and I brought her. Yeah, I took her to Louis Vuitton, and I brought her a wallet, and I brought myself a wallet, and we got it engraved. And I was so proud of myself for doing that. So proud of myself for doing that. I didn't think I would ever get to that place because I always say to my mom, I'm going to buy you a house. And I thought that was going to be the first thing I ever did for my mom. But I didn't realize how this is way more important than getting her a house. Like, this is something that she's always going to talk about. Even if she may not ever really talk about it to me, she's going to talk about it and rave about it to everyone. And I just was so proud of myself for being able to walk into the Louis store, see something, walk out with something for her and myself. My nephew was tight, but I was like, you gotta show the fuck out first.
You can get a ball.
But even with my nephew, I ended up taking my nephew to the Supreme store and getting him a Supreme book bag, and he was so
hype.
happy. Oh, he was hype.
That's amazing.
He was hype. But walking out the store and getting him
Can you be my auntie too?
no.
That was
But
fast.
Very fast.
I'm broke. I'm a broke auntie
quick as
now.
hell.
Maybe.
It's all right.
Just being able to, just do that. And initially, the fear of flying out the country by myself, this was like the first time me orchestrating the trip. I got a call that the aircraft changed, so I was trying to fly Norwegian. Norwegian is like one of those no frills airlines that you could get a ticket for cheap. So I got my tickets for $400 round trip each person, which is super cheap to go to Paris. You just can't get shit on this flight. You just flying the fuck there and flying the fuck back. You ain't getting a blanket, a bottle of water, or nothing. But sometimes you just need that. And they sent me a text message while I was And Complex kind of, I think, saying that your aircraft changed to an airlines I never heard. And I let the fear in me, I was like, oh, we gonna die in the air,
Yeah,
Jesus.
it was get you there air.
Oh, hell
Yeah.
Get you there air.
Right,
No, matter
right.
of fact, it was Soul Plane.
No.
That's what it was.
Dead ass.
Oh my God,
Actually, Soul
not
Plane
Soul
might have been better.
Plane.
But I was fearful, and the reason why I'm telling this is because I could have literally lost every one of these memories from fear and canceled. I almost literally canceled the trip because of fear. Yep. And the one thing that made me not do it was the one time that I did out of fear not book a trip was when everybody was going to Abu Dhabi and Dubai.
I remember that.
Christmas Day, like 3-4 years ago, these tickets were literally $150 round trip. I had 2 in my cart, and out of fear, I didn't book it because I didn't know the airlines and I didn't do my research. And I was like, I'm not doing this again. I don't know when I'm going to have my mother again to do this. So I booked it. I called some friends to talk me out of like canceling it. And I'm so happy I didn't let that fear eat me alive.
You inspired me. Because in the conversation I had with my father, he was like, my dream is to go to Paris. My father never talks about my dream.
Right.
I would like this, my desire. But the fact that he said, my dream is to go to Paris. So now it's the mission for me and my siblings to take him to Paris.
Yeah, like we can't wait. And I'm so glad I did that. I'm so glad I didn't let the fear. I had an amazing, just overwhelming experience of feeling like an adult. I think that's the first time in my 32 years of living that I actually felt like adult. On top of like flying for work and all of this, I started to feel like I felt like now you might be able to take me seriously, sis, when I be trying to tell you stuff. That's my mom. Talk about my mom. Like you about to, because a bitch is making moves out here and
that's
you get
an
it now.
experience, though. I'm telling
it
you,
is.
when you can look at your parent and be like, oh shit,
Yeah.
this might take me serious.
Yes.
Right.
No, seriously. And
I had a few of those this weekend. Okay.
And for her birthday dinner, I had her say the prayer. I had everybody
feel like
pray.
you're getting smacked in the next talk.
I had everybody pray, and I made my mom pray for her birthday dinner. And she was just like, I want to thank you, God, for having my daughter take me here. I don't know how I didn't cry. I might cry talking about it now. But she was like, I didn't think I would ever be here. I didn't even think I could make it to this age, but I'm here in Paris with my grandson and my daughter. Aww. And thank you, God, for this. And I just was like, okay, let's just eat this cargo.
She likes me. She
yes,
really likes me.
Because we I know she loves me, but it's just different to hear it.
Exactly.
In another country with your nephew who's looking at you, like these are all things that they're never gonna forget.
Right. I don't mean to like make it seem like, oh, your parents don't like you or my mother, but I feel like the respect from your mom or the respect from your parents is a whole other like.
Right, or showing your parents that you could take care of yourself.
Yeah.
I think that's one of the most like
and take care of them essentially.
Right.
Because
Because
she know I can't take care of her, but still.
No, but it's not financially,
to do
but
something for them that they probably couldn't do for themselves.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? So to do something, anything, it doesn't have to be a trip to Paris, but it could be like anything.
a trip
you
to
know,
the spa is just as important as a trip to Paris.
Because it didn't. I swear to God. Y'all better not at my mom or tell my mom nothing until the next of the year, okay? But I'm going to take my mom to Paris because when you said it first, right, I was like, fuck, right? I was like, fuck. I had that idea because my mom, when I went to London this summer, she was like, I think I failed sometimes as a parent because I didn't take you overseas.
I remember this.
And I was like, what do you mean? She was like, I just feel like, and she teared up. Like, she was like, I don't think I was successful as a parent because you haven't really been anywhere overseas. I was like, Mom, you raised me pretty well. And DeAndre and Janet, pretty amazing. You did a great job.
Thank you.
You had a lot to do and you did it by yourself.
Mm-hmm. Thank you.
You know what I'm saying? She was like, yeah, I just, I never got there and I just wish, we should have just did it. We should have did it. I should have did it instead of taking you guys on these cruises and stuff like that. I should have made a plan. I should have had a plan. And so I was like, Okay. She was like, just promise me you won't go to Paris without me.
Ooh.
In London. So I said I wouldn't go. So all my friends went. Yana, everybody went to Paris. I stayed in London until they came back.
That's fire.
So I was gonna. I already purchased the ticket to go. I tell my mom everything, so it's hard for me to not tell her.
She's gonna be so
she's
happy.
like, I want an Amazon gift card. For oh, God,
Pay a Macy's bill.
Right. But I've been working on this, and I really
Macy's
do want it to be the best experience of her life. So I want to make sure that it's done. It's great. Already told my siblings. It was like, damn, you gonna win this for Christmas. I was like, yeah, I know. I'm
Maybe that's what you could do for Christmas. Put it in the card so she can know.
I'm gonna either do that, because she's not gonna be here on her birthday. She's gonna go away. She's going
Her
to
birthday's
some
when?
Caribbean. Huh?
Her birthday's when?
29th
Of December.
December.
Yeah.
So I was just gonna present it, but I really do want to do it because I don't think she understands how well of a job she did raising her kids.
Yeah.
And I'm not even gonna speak for myself, but I'm gonna speak to my little brother and Janet, who are exceptional people. You know what I'm saying? You did a great job. You did not have to do it. You could have done exactly what my father did and pieced out and had somebody else raise us, but you didn't. You know what I'm saying? You didn't give up.
Stepped up.
Yeah.
So you stepped up, and you stepped up.
Let
sis.
me tell
That's why
you.
I say, when earlier Saphira was like, why don't you you don't say Jersey? I said I try to say Jersey as much as I can because I don't ever want to erase the fact that my mom worked her ass off to get to Piscataway, New Jersey.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We came from the Bronx, yes. I lived in the Bronx for a minute, yes. And it was a learning experience. That's why I think I have the best of both sides. You know what I'm saying? But I would never, ever, ever try to cheat her out of that because she did.
Look where she got y'all.
Right. We ain't never heard a cricket in our lives until we moved to Piscataway. And it was the most satisfying feeling for her to watch her face light up because I didn't know crickets made that loud ass sound like that during the summer or a lawn.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
That's
We
true.
had fun in a lawn. We had a in-ground pool. You know what I'm saying? So I will never in life cheat anything from my mom or try to make it sound like I was raised in the hood my whole life.
Yeah.
No, we lived in the hood, but we also lived very well.
In Piscataway.
Right.
Right.
So
She
she did a great, amazing job. So I need to make her. I hope she knows. I hope with this purchase she knows. I don't think she ever knew how to make this much or have money to do anything. You know what I'm saying? So she knew I was
when
broke.
you get to Paris, because Paris is literally a city of love, she's going to know you love her. The love in that place is insane. Like, every corner you feel it. It's very weird. It's It's literally the city of love. Like, if you see a movie and it's Paris, love, hearts, that's real. Like, that's not a fake thing at all.
That's dope to see.
But yeah, other than that, Paris was beautiful. A lot of smokers though. Metro, super efficient, super easy. I was running that bitch like it was the 2 or the 3 train. I did a cruise with my mom and my nephew to do like a tour up and down of like all the monuments and all the historic stuff. So the Eiffel Tower up close. It was just beautiful. And then finally came back. My friend Terry had her baby.
Yes, she did.
She had her baby. I'm so
girl, right?
She did it with no drugs.
Go
She
ahead,
did
Terry.
all of her labor. She did most of her labor at home.
Y'all want a doula? Y'all want one?
I don't know.
I do.
But she had one. But she did. Her husband did an amazing job.
I want to do that
Amazing
because
job.
these hospitals are not as I don't want to say nice, but I'll say nice for lack of a better word. And I mean, of course, race does come into factor, and the whole thing about doctors and physicians or whatever thinking that black women can hold so much pain. There's been a lot of stories that have come out
They don't feel
that
pain.
they don't, that
feel
doctors and
anything.
physicians don't believe that black women really feel different things. And I know, like, from my best friend's experience with having the baby just a couple of weeks ago, she did not have a great experience, but thankfully and
It
thank God the
depends.
baby came. But I do want a doula just so that like, you can walk me through that process. And even if the doula is not, like, anyone can really be a doula. Your mother could be a doula, whoever it is that can walk you through the whole process of birth. I do need somebody like that understands it.
And
I
that's
feel,
how she felt.
Yeah,
That's how she felt.
I feel like a lot of times what we are experiencing, what we're seeing now, people are not taking black women's health seriously. And it's really, 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 really disheartening.
She felt the same exact way. And luckily her hospital was amazing. She was so nervous. She wanted to do like a water birth and all that. She had a doula, but then something happened with the doula. But she was there and she said the doctors did such an amazing job. She got there. She delivered within 3 hours after doing. She did labor for most of the part at her home with her husband.
Wow.
Yeah. She did an amazing job. And then she had the baby, no epidural, no drugs, no nothing.
Go ahead, Terry.
And pushed that baby out. And then I was literally on the flight back, and I was like, this little girl better not come while I'm in Paris. I was on the flight, and she sent me a picture on WhatsApp like, she's here. And I was like, oh my God. And I FaceTimed her. I was like, when did you have her? I see her squinting, looking at the clock. She was like, 30 minutes ago. I was like, 30 minutes ago? You're FaceTiming me? She was like, I did it with no drugs. You could tell she was tired, though. She was like, I did it with no drugs. I said, you my nigga. I'm so proud of you. Because I always said if I didn't have, if I have children, I'm not, y'all know I'm scared to take Advil, so I'm not going to do it with drugs. So just to hear her do that, so proud of her.
Y'all better give me all the drugs. Okay.
But guess what? The last little update that I have is I went to my first therapy session.
Okay,
I went and almost didn't go because when I got there, the therapist forgot my appointment. So I was about to say, fuck all of this shit. Because I opened myself and was vulnerable. I had to type in, like, in a questionnaire. I started crying. I started getting anxiety because you're typing everything out that you essentially want to fix with your life. And I had to call a friend, and he, like, talked me off the ledge because he's in therapy as well.
Lots of friends.
Yes. And he was like, you're going to be fine. You're going to go. I went. And I was like, no one's answering. And she wasn't there. And I was just like, I put my whole life and business in this questionnaire, and no one's here. I'm not doing this no more. And then I took time, thought about it the next day, and I remade the appointment, and I went. And I'm going back on Thursday.
That's what's up.
I don't even know who the fuck I am.
That's awesome.
I was
Great
scared.
when you don't know who you are the right way.
Yeah. I was. Were you shaking?
I'm gonna say, I know it does like the wrong way. You like, what the fuck am I doing?
Right.
In your first therapy session, did you feel outside of yourself?
I have to think back.
I was shaking and laughing uncomfortably, like laughing.
No, I did feel like I wasn't sharing everything.
In the first. Did you spill like, hey, hi, so my name's Rebecca and these are the problems that I have and this is what I want to
No,
fix?
it was mostly like, this is what I'm
just
looking
asked
forward
you
to. This is what I hope to fix. But I really didn't know until we started having conversations. It was like, oh, it's really this. Oh, it's really. And then it's like, when we talked about in the sessions, I would then, ruminate on it after the fact. And I'd be like, oh, it's really a problem with relationships, or it's really a problem with women, or it's really a problem with this, and it stems from X, Y, and Z. So it wasn't really like as forthcoming. I mean, it's still a stranger, even though they're professional.
And that's how I felt.
You're
I
gonna
felt
be
like
very careful. You're always gonna be careful. Like the first time with my first therapist, I was like, all right, I don't know what to say to you. And I teared up. You remember that scene? I always go back to that moment on She's Gotta Have It, where she sits there and she says nothing. And she tears up. That's exactly what happened to me.
It's just you're in a space where you can finally just,
because either that or in my mind I'm like, I'm so fucked up that I'm here. Like, and I think that's another thing. You're like, oh my God, I'm here. Like, I'm here. I didn't think I would be here. I'm here. Why am I here? Why am I? She's looking at me. It's a lot. Like, it's overwhelming. And so I was very careful. I was like, yes, I am Deani. And I am.
It's
26.
intense. It's intense.
And it was a lot, but it was the second time around. I think it's still a stranger, and you still want her in my mind. You know what I'm saying? As a Libra, I think we always want somebody to like us first. You know what I'm saying? So we're like, hey, and you're just like, hi, okay.
It's
hey.
intense.
And I was
That's
being
intense.
really nice. But then when she's asking questions, you're like, all right, this is it. And she gets, my second
This is it.
got to it.
Yeah.
Didn't waste no time. Got to it. So, she it's going to be uncomfortable. Very uncomfortable,
Yes.
but you have to deal with it.
Yep.
You've been through a lot of uncomfortable situations.
That you got through.
Tons of them. So this one won't be any different. It's the same, and you will push past it and then get to a place where you feel comfortable to talk to her about certain things.
And where you're
And
better.
once you hit a roadblock about talking about certain things, tell her you don't want to talk about it at the time. You want to open up about it later. You know what I'm saying? But you have to keep that promise.
The one thing,
and open up about it later. You know what I'm saying? But talk about what you're comfortable talking about. Even some things that you're on the fence about. You know what I'm saying? That you're like, okay, you know, I maybe do it. Because she can't, what's she going to do? Laugh? Like,
right.
So you just make sure, Safira, that you make sure, you know what I'm saying, that you know that you will feel uncomfortable. Yeah. All right? It's going to happen. The sis is not going to know you. You're not going to know sis. But she's going to make you feel, you know what I'm saying?
Tell you what it's going to teach you, though. It's going to teach you that discomfort is very comfortable.
Discomfort is needed. And
it's going to teach you
it's
very comfortable. Like, you're going to yearn for
December
it.
5th, so we'll see.
Good.
You're going to yearn for it.
The one thing that I will say that made me feel comfortable, this is gonna sound so cheesy, but it's real, is this podcast. And being in Paris, I didn't even mention that. Being in Paris and finding a listener that has never been to the United States of America, notice me by my voice, and tell y'all that we're changing her life.
When you sent that
made me realize not only am I doing work for them, like, but it's also making me do work for me. So as I was in this therapy session, like, I was thinking about her, and shout out to her. Her name is Andrea.
That's from middle name. Shout out to you.
Yeah, Andrea, thank you for being so amazing and sitting with my family and even saying something to me, because that really made me hold myself accountable. And even another girl, her name is Alize. She was she DM'd me and said, "Hi, I'm a listener, supporter. Let me know if you need anything." Just super supportive, and just reminded me, like, yo, people are listening. I can't not hold myself accountable. And the first thing that I talked about in this therapy session was the podcast and how we advocate. We're advocates of it. And I just was so happy to be able to see Andrea, her tell me how much we're changing her life, and then be able to actually sit in therapy, and then now, you know, talk about it on the show and show how much I'm going to change, to then influence maybe Andrea and Alize and everybody else that actually hit me up while I was in Paris. So, I don't know. I want to thank y'all for talking about it so often. I want to thank y'all for going and pushing me to go. I want to thank Andrea, Alize, and every other supporter and listener that hit me while I was out there. But I'm in therapy, y'all, and I'm so scared, but I'm there this Thursday and the following Thursday and the next Thursday. I'm scared. I'm about to hit y'all all up.
Everybody is on board.
It's really about just finding peace for yourself, bro. Because I feel like I'm just living right now, is just in a peaceful place, and I'm just quiet about a lot of things. Like, nothing really, like, okay. And it's not like, okay, like, sure, you can do it to me, I'm fine. It's just more like, okay, that's your shit. That's not mine. I'm fine.
It definitely
it's
felt
like it's just so much. I just feel calm.
I'm
very calm. You had asked me, how I've been, whatever.
Yeah.
I told you I'm very calm internally. Like, I'm just.
And that's good. That's opposite of what you were, I feel like.
I felt
not
like
opposite, but
not
just different.
opposite, but yeah.
I felt
in a
like it
different
was
way.
time for me to do it, because I had spoke to my friend about different things for so long, and like he was like a soundboard for me. Like, I'm telling you every single thing. And though he helped me through certain things, it was like, okay, bitch, now you really need clinical help. Because even though your friend is not judging you, there's some things that you really need to push past and really, really dissect and clinically, like, figure out, so that you can continue moving forward. And I just felt like, hey, this good Medicaid or this good old unemployment that's coming every week needs to go towards something. Okay? Yeah. So I just felt like it's time. It's time for me to grow the fuck up. You know?
Yeah, it's important.
Like, I hate to be so, like, brash, but it's really just, bitch, grow up. Like, grow the fuck up.
And it's okay
move.
that it's coming now. Trust.
Trust.
Because I literally did not feel it until 2 weeks ago.
I'm sorry to call you a bitch. I'm
No,
sorry.
call me bitch.
But you get the expression.
No, I get it. I'm not offended at all, sis.
This year has really been a trying ass year. And I feel like I've been fighting to December 31st. I still feel like I'm fighting to December 31st. I still feel like I'm just fighting to get to 2019. And it just was one of those things where it was like,
listen,
girl,
let me tell you about a scare.
Pull up your drawers and grow the fuck up.
I think, do we have anything else to talk about?
Let us know if y'all want an anniversary party in December.
No, we don't.
We don't want an anniversary party?
I feel like if we ever
That's a
do it,
lie.
that should be just when it happens.
Let's do an activation.
I'm sorry. Do you know how many people hit us up about our anniversary party?
Well, then
I'm
all
so
of
tired.
Of
Okay.
what?
All right,
If we
guys,
ever do
tell us.
one,
Tell
that
us
should
if
be
you
the only
want
time
another
we do
party.
it.
We don't even party like that.
Nigga, we've
We
been
don't.
partying all
As a
year.
collective, no,
Pod,
we do not.
Barclay.
Excuse me.
God's birthday, all of it.
They want to party, bruh.
Okay, if you want to party, hit us up.
Not with that tight ass
Promo.
voice.
Right.
No, take all that out. Just Rebecca, say that again. Go ahead.
Thank you.
Go ahead.
And if y'all want an anniversary party, let us know.
Oh yeah.
Okay, let's try that one more time.
That shit in.
No.
Keep
No.
it all in.
Keep it all in.
They need to know.
But yes, we
tired.
party pooped.
Party pooped.
Party pooped is the word.
Party
nigga.
pooped.
Y'all
I'm
so addy.
tired. Tired.
Well, that's why we party it up.
Mhm.
And then sleep.
Done that.
Four for it.
Done it.
I can't.
Betty
I
party
can't.
I am Haitian,
Slap
guys.
on my numb.
If you want
We're losing
a
it.
party, I can't.
At
say
Black
it.
Girl Pod, hit us up. Let us know where you think
us
we
know-
should go. Let us know
yeah.
if you think we should do it.
If you got the connect, let us know that too.
That as well.
Right, episode 43.
Jesus Christ, we're losing it. We're in shambles. We talked about a lot, y'all.
We did.
I'm proud of everybody's growth
Wait,
here.
I
Amen.
do I have something to say?
No.
Amen.
Amen.
I think that's it. But I hope everybody. I don't know when we'll record next, but
That's not good to say.
I'm sorry. I don't know when. No, but I do want
It's
people
honest.
to know. I do want people to know that I just need you to take this time to reflect. I know everybody don't take reflecting that serious, or they think I reflected for 2 seconds, so I'm good.
That ain't
No,
enough.
bitch. Reflect.
No, bitch.
Reflect.
No,
reflect
ho.
over everything that made you feel away. Write down moments that made you feel away. That's another thing that I'm doing. You know what I'm saying? I did it before, but now I'm doing it again where I'm writing down people that make me feel a certain type of way. Like I can't share things with them or share moments with them. You know what I'm saying? I am very careful. I really don't like publicly talking about wins. Everybody makes me do it. Like Trish, Mia, somebody usually says you need to say it. You have to post it. So just be careful. I want you to really look over the people in your life, look over yourself, and think about everything. What
Yes.
you've accomplished this year, what you're happy about may not be the same for what you accomplished. So look around that too. Things that make you happy. What made you happy this year? Doesn't have to be a big accomplishment. I signed here, I did that, I did this. It could be the smallest thing, like, hey, I made a new friend this year.
I paid a bill.
I
On
paid a
time.
bill this year. I paid I did something this year that really made you feel proud. A moment that, you don't have to share it publicly. Just say it to yourself. You know what I'm saying? Give yourself some gratitude, and that's it. I know.
And
Holidays are
And I was going to say about holidays, because I'm like you, Scotty Beam. Holidays for me, since my father passed, has been sit in my room, eat Chinese food on Thanksgiving
Said that.
in the dark.
Yeah.
And it's okay to sometimes feel like that. Just don't stay there. And it's okay to not feel gleeful, like you said. That's okay as well.
Right.
Just be aware of it and just come out of it. And you will have a
If you can't
A
come out,
season.
but if you can't, it's okay to stay in there
exactly.
too.
That's right.
It's
So
totally
just
fine
stay-
because
you
you
know,
will
if you-
come out. You absolutely
Eventually
will.
you'll come out, but it's okay to be where you are. Okay, wherever you are, it's okay to stay there. And if you want to sit in it, sit in it. But hopefully that you can't sit in it forever. So yes, that's all. I'm really big on holidays and people's feelings during holidays. It's crazy.
It's important.
You ever want to see somebody aggressive?
No.
Look at the holidays.
Mhm.
I swear to God.
No,
the
it's
most
true.
aggressive
It is.
moments I've ever been
Whichever
in my life.
spectrum you want to go,
Right.
on every end, it
Whether
is
it's
very
loving
aggressive.
I lose
aggressively.
a friend every holiday.
That's a
Wow.
fact.
I lose every holiday. I lose a friend because I need them to understand
And they don't get it.
that I don't need to be you. I'm not you on holidays. And I don't need to be. I don't need to celebrate you right now.
Don't
I
need
want
to come to
be
your
here.
family's house.
I want to be here. Like, I just want to be here. And that's no shade to nobody. It's just shade to me. You know what I'm saying?
No, but it's true. But it's true. It's really hard. It's really hard sometimes to go to someone else's house and you are not in the mood. Like, you don't want to be that person.
Let's take a moment for friends for a minute. Friends be friends. And in any capacity.
You don't know what the fuck that means.
Be friends.
People don't know what that means.
Like, if you know your friend is this way,
Understand
respect
it.
and accept it.
Yes.
Okay? Some people don't like being pushed. Some people don't like being, oh, I'm going to make her like the holidays. You don't have to light up my life. Yeah. I'm okay. You know what I'm saying? Some people just don't like it. It's okay to just be friends and respect people's space. As friends, if you are really her friend, you will do that. Or if you're really his friend, you will do that. So I will say that too. We need an episode on friendship. We have not yet
for damn sure
to dig deep into friendship, because every year I lose a friend and holidays, and I have no problem. I'm usually the one that cuts it, because I can't sit through it. I can't do it. I can't talk through it. I don't care enough to talk through it, and that's my problem. But once you don't understand me and you don't get me, and I get you, and I'm supposed to get you, and I force myself to get you, like I'm really like, you know what? I have to respect it. I need you to do that for me. So once I see it, I'm out.
When I'm ready, I'm
just
ready.
Just like any relationship.
Yeah.
They're all relationships.
Right. So, yeah, we need an episode on friendship, but I guess that'll be another day.
We need a therapist with that episode.
Oh,
how many of us have them?
Are you a good friend?
Friends.
That's the next episode.
I would like to believe
We got to remember that.
Ones we can depend
We can get into that
All
the
right,
next
thank you
episode.
for listening to Black Girl Podcast.
Sorry.
Yes.
Episode 44.
Look at us.
Look at us
All right,
making
love y'all.
progress.
I'm Scotty Beam.
I'm Safira M.
I'm at Alicia P.
I
Forgot who I was for a second.
I'm Bex.
I'm Gia Peppers.
Bye.
Mwah.